everybody, welcome back to another One More Podcast. I'm here with Blake, and we are here to answer some advice. But before we do that, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I just want to let everyone know I fully understand that I have not been keeping to the schedule. Definitely the Tuesday-Friday thing has been a little more difficult for me to handle than I initially anticipated. So that's why I've come to the decision that we're actually going to be releasing podcasts today, so Wednesday. And so that's going to be the fully filmed, everything like that, and then just once a week. And so that will then allow me, because I do have a few projects that I want to work on, another open book, a few other kind of analytical pieces that I think that would be really interesting for just to put out there. So I think this would allow me to do the podcast, have it once a week, keep the consistency up, give you guys whatever you want. And then in regards to us talking and blabbing our ears off, and then moving forward, we'll see some new content and stuff like that in the future. So I really do appreciate everyone who's been bearing with me. Again, hopefully now, and I'll have it in the description, and I'll be updating this regularly. It's just Wednesdays is one video podcast, and then that'll be on YouTube, and then wherever else, iTunes, Google Music, wherever you get your other podcasts for audio versions. So without any other hesitation, thank you for joining me today, Blake. I know it was such a struggle to get you here, but it
actually took me like 30 to 45 minutes to get here. Traffic was horrible.
Hate traffic so much.
Traffic was awful on
my
here,
gosh.
and it usually only takes me 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd you come up?
I just Josie to 121.
Yeah.
And it just took
forever.
Every light. I hit a train. I never hit trains.
Wow.
I hit a train and every single red light.
Mm-hmm.
That's
really unfortunate. Yeah. But guess who's got it worse? This person. This person's got a question. Well, I don't know if they got it worse, but dating women who have kids. Ooh. Hey Reddit, just wanted to ask some people over about dating women and children. Or dating women with children, not and children.
Red flag.
Red flag. Over the last year and a half or so, I found myself attracted to a couple women who already have kids. I didn't know that they had kids until I basically met them in person. But essentially, I've taken it as a sign I'm more interested in mature women who actually have jobs and careers, and so mostly to support their kids. Blah, 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 blah. So it's usually kind of turns me off, but it's strange that it's not. Growing up, I had a sister who was very close to my age, and none of my uncles ever had children, so I grew up pretty babyless. Due to my lack of experience, I feel kind of uncomfortable around kids and not just sure how to react genuinely. I've been talking to a girl recently, of course, blah, blah, blah. Let me know, what do I need to do? How do I figure this out? Any guys out there in the same boat as mine? And did you just end up getting used to it? Let me know. So, Blake, have you ever been attracted to women with kids?
Of course I have, but I've never gone through with any of it.
What was it? Because they had kids, or just outside factors?
One, they're like, I don't know. You've seen a mom before that is very attractive, but like I don't know. I don't want that burden.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to like come into being the hey dad or whatever?
No. That's because that would be something long term. And when I was single, that was not something that I was looking for at all.
Okay. So theoretically, let's say you haven't met your Brittany yet, and you're just moseying on life. You've kind of got the job thing down. You've got the prospects on, a house and whatever it is. So you feel like you're have that ability to, settle down. Let's, try the long term with somebody. If they had kids, is that a deal breaker for you? Or
I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but I would definitely want to have my own.
Oh, for sure.
So I would,
for sure.
That would have to be a conversation that she would be down to
like
have.
Potentially. Okay, so then
yeah, this is great. I'll take your kid in, but
sure,
I'm gonna need my own little squirt running around.
Okay. No, I mean that makes sense. I think for me, it's just the idea of,
and he's got to be young enough to where
that's also true.
Could be that father figure that the kid needs.
Oh yeah, you're coming in like with a 13, 14-year-old.
Nuh-uh. I'm not doing that. Nope. 13 and 14-year-olds are already intolerable.
Yeah.
And just add the, hey, this guy's fucking my mom.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not going to go over well.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think it's also just the starting a life with somebody. I think it's I've always, there's this kind of this appeal that it's like, getting a joint bank account and getting a house together and starting your kid and having kids and starting your life together and really like building the foundation to, essentially retirement with somebody else. And so it's kind of, at least because I don't think we've gone through it yet, it's like that's kind of the attraction. But then as soon as we do go through it, and let's say you go through, a 20-year marriage, and then you have a couple kids of your own, and then unfortunately, if you guys end up in a divorce, then it's like, well, what are you going to do now? You've got, however many old kids, and are you going to find someone who is starting their life, someone who's midlife, who's already right, exactly. So, so it might be definitely a different perspective in terms of what we're looking for.
Just know what you're getting into, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you feel uncomfortable around kids, chances are a brand new kid that probably won't like you to begin with is not going to help you get more accustomed to kids.
That's true.
So sometimes it takes your own flesh and blood in order for you to get comfortable with kids.
That's true.
And so unless you can flip the switch and this is now my son or my daughter, and I'm
I think that's like really hard.
I can imagine it's really fucking hard.
That's really difficult to just because it's that well, but then it's like what's the saying? What blood is the thicker than wine? I don't know. How does it go?
Blood is thicker than water?
No, I don't know. Something's thicker than family. Oh no, like family is thicker than blood. Is that how it goes? I don't know. Isn't there like the old mafia saying
though? Family is thicker than blood. That's a good one.
Right. So okay, maybe that's it.
We just started the new saying.
Well, sure. I guess family's thicker than blood.
I'm getting that tattooed.
Please don't.
Why?
I mean, where'd you tattoo it? Like on your arm or something?
Right across my forehead. Add to the collection.
There's a guy in my high school, and he said he's gonna, whenever he gets the money for it or whatever, he's gonna get like the American flag tattooed on his ass. So just like bands spanking new right there, across the cheek to cheek.
So he's constantly
from sea to shining cheek,
cheek to shining cheek. That's good.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, no. So it's like it's you definitely can associate. You can choose your. I don't know. You choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Moral of the story, I think, if you really try hard enough, you can associate yourself with somebody, and you can definitely build to that relationship. But if you're Mr. Joe Blow trying to date someone, I don't know. Think about really what you want. Is it worth it? Where do you go from there? If you genuinely,
I would honestly assess the kid too. Like if the kid's a fucking spoiled brat because mom is off working and he doesn't have a dad or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. Like the kid's gonna have to have some form of respect for authority,
right,
and some self-awareness to be able to come into my home, assuming my home, and live there. It's gonna, because I would do the same thing with my kid. You're gonna have to show some respect to the person that's paying for all your shit.
So depending on how the kid is, but it's like I feel kind of bad just for saying that, just because, I mean. Why should you judge her as a person if this was the situation that she was in? Why should you say, oh, sorry, we can't date, I can't love you because your kid is not great? I don't know. I just think analyze the situation. If it is to the point where you can't handle it, then go with Blake and just dip out. But I think
don't put it like that. Don't put it like that.
Okay, so if I think if the kid is too much, which is I think is still a very valid point. And I guess that's just kind of the two sides of a different coin.
I think it's just being realistic though. Like if you can try to be altruistic and virtuous and say, no, I would help this kid out. I would help that mom out. Let's be real. Every person has a breaking point, and there's nothing that I can't stand more than a kid that's a dick. Like especially to a father figure. Like it just pisses me off to no end.
Sure.
And I know that I'm not going to handle that very well.
Okay.
If some kid that I'm paying for out of honestly the goodness of my heart, because I could have said, no, I'm fucking out of here.
Right.
Is going to treat me like garbage. No.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Anything else other than just if the kid's garbage, then
good luck to you, man.
Good luck.
Maybe find women that don't have kids.
Well, yeah, that's true. You could also just try and find because if you're young, I'm sure that they're equally young people trying to start a life with somebody.
Yeah, go to Uptown.
There you go, Uptown. Even though this probably person doesn't live in Dallas, but that's fine.
There's an Uptown in every major city.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah, I guess that's true. How do I get over hating somebody? So I know we kind of, I'm sure we've talked about this. I think we have in the last couple of podcasts. We've mentioned it, but I honestly, at this point, I can't remember. But I used to be friends with this girl over the past year. I've noticed that she's entitled, selfish, and horrible. The downside is that I live with her, soon to be moving out. I can't wait to never have to deal with her again, but I can't get over this hatred in the pit of my stomach. I can't stop milling over the things that she does, and I take them too personally, and it infuriates me. And my partner, who is sick of hearing it, just wants to let it go and not give a fuck. So how do you get over the? Oh, you know what we talked about? I remember. It's the should you forgive somebody, remember the hate, but then don't forget.
That's what was my mantra. Remember the hate, or. Well, yeah.
What was your mantra?
Remember the hate, forgive, but remember.
Right.
I think that's what it was.
Well, so then I guess to this point is you there's no really need for forgiveness. It's just clashing personalities.
Yeah.
And so if you just hate this person, how do you get over it? Or just are they allowed to hate him?
Just you're allowed to hate anybody. Just be an adult about it. Like, be a professional about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if this is your roommate, you have an obligation to yourself and to your roommate to be respectful. Like, to yourself and to her.
Okay.
So, like, you can hate her and you cannot talk to her, but at some point, because you're living with her, you have to be professional and act like an adult.
But you don't think he's obligated to try and mend that bridge?
If you want to, you're not obligated.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, it's just... I like to not to say that like everyone has to love me and everyone has to like me, but I definitely think that if there's a situation where you can make amends and you can kind of learn more about yourself and how you